Hi. Over the past few months, I've lived through attacks involving thousands of drones and missiles in total. I know how to prepare for shelling in your city, and right now I'm going to tell you about it. Watch until the end, because this knowledge could save your life. War entered an era of massive missile and drone strikes, and this is a threat the world is not ready for. For example, recently, top leadership in Iran was killed by missile strikes, including the supreme leader. Just imagine, in a country that is constantly preparing for war, the top person turned out to be unprepared for a missile strike. So what can we say about ordinary people? In response, Iran is attacking surrounding countries with drones, and those countries are also not ready for this kind of threat. Only Ukraine has the most real experience of surviving constant missile and drone attacks. Over the past 4 years, Ukraine has been hit by more than 10,000 missiles and more than 27,000 strike drones like Shahed. Sounds impressive? What if I tell you that a large part of those were launched just this past winter? 19,000 drones and 738 missiles. Out of those, around 30% of all missiles and 40% of all drones were aimed at the Kyiv region. And this is exactly where I live. So, I'm going to share real, practical experience with you. From this video, you will learn the most important things about missile and drone attacks, how to prepare, and how to act during an attack. First, a general overview, so you understand what we are dealing with. Missiles. Let's focus on two main types, ballistic and cruise missiles. Both types usually carry up to 500 kilograms of explosives. That's a huge amount, but the destructive power also depends on speed. A cruise missile flies at around 900 kilometers per hour, like an airplane. So it's easy to detect and shoot down with air defense systems. But it's very precise, can maneuver in flight, and can fly very low close to the ground. It can easily penetrate up to 1 meter reinforced concrete. A direct hit can destroy an entire 9-story building. The total destruction radius can reach up to 100 meters, and fragments can fly over 500 meters. Ballistic missiles are much more dangerous. First, they travel at supersonic speeds up to 5 or even 10,000 kilometers per hour. Second, they follow ballistic trajectory. They go high up, even outside the atmosphere, and then fall into the target at extreme speed. The kinetic energy of such an impact can pierce through a multi-story building all the way to the foundation, and then explode inside. This creates maximum destruction. A direct hit can even destroy a concrete bunker. Because of their speed and trajectory, ballistic missiles are very hard to intercept. Only advanced systems like Patriot can do it. Drones. This is the foundation of modern war. There are many types: FPV drones, kamikaze strike drones, reconnaissance drones, interceptors. In this video we focus on kamikaze strike drones. Basically, it's like a smart, slow cruise missile. Warhead up to 50 kilograms. A hit can destroy a private house. Damage radius about 10-15 meters. They usually fly at speeds up to 200 kilometers per hour. They are relatively easy to detect and shoot down. So, why they are so dangerous? Because they are cheap and easy to produce. This makes them a mass weapon. They overwhelm air defense not with quality, but with quantity. Imagine this: 10 missiles are launched at well-prepared air defense system. A professional system can intercept up to 85% of cruise missiles, so 9 are shot down and 1 hits. Those 10 missiles cost around $10–20 million. For the same money, you can produce about 350 drones like Shahed. The interception rate for drones is higher, around 90% in the best cases. But that's based on Ukraine's unique experience. Even in Ukraine, this rate drops when too many drones attack at once. But let's stay optimistic. If 350 drones attack and 90% are shot down, that still leaves 35 drones hitting targets. And that causes massive damage. Combined attack tactics. Modern war uses massive combined attacks. That means drones and missiles are launched together. Drones overload and blind air defense systems, so faster and more destructive missiles have a higher chance of getting through. Also remember, even a destroyed drone or missile is still dangerous, because interception causes explosions and flying debris. This also causes damage. So how do you prepare and protect yourself? Preparation starts with information. If you know about an attack in advance, you have time to react. In Ukraine, this is how we know an attack is coming. First, satellite intelligence detects bomber takeoffs and missile launches. Second, radar systems track speed and direction of incoming targets. Third, all data is processed quickly, and Air Force officer decide whether to declare an air alerts. And then civilians hear sirens, but usually they know earlier through smartphones. Mobile operators or apps send alerts, but the most popular source is messaging apps like Telegram. Channels often report information even at the earliest stage, like when a bomber just took off. Then you can follow everything in real time, where missiles are going, where they hit, when it's over. People share information quickly, so messaging apps can actually protect you. By the way, I also created channels in popular messaging apps. You can join using the links under the video. I share useful information there that doesn't fit YouTube format. Subscribe. Sometimes alerts fail, or you just miss them. Then you will know about the attack at the last moment, when you hear air defense or explosions. A missile sounds like a jet, a loud, sharp roar or whistle. A Shahed drone sounds like a moped or chainsaw. That's why people in Ukraine call them mopeds. Preparation before an attack. When an attack starts, you may not have time to prepare. So, prepare in advance. Think about where you will take over. This is critical, so we will go into more detail on this in a moment. Also, keep an emergency bag ready with everything you need. And, just a reminder, you can find a checklist of essential medications for your bag in the link under this video. Prepare some extra items. These are things that don't go into your emergency bag, but will help you get through the night in uncomfortable conditions. Unfortunately, air attacks most often happen at night. It's harder to detect and shut down targets in the dark, and if the attack is massive, it can last all night. So, you may have to spend the night in a shelter. For example, my wife and I keep some very comfortable cushions from our garden swings ready. We sell garden swings, so we have those cushions. When we sleep in the hallway, we lay them out. We also take extra blankets, pillows, fire extinguisher, water and a whistle, so we can signal if we end up trapped under debris. Many people in Kiev, if they hear a warning about a possible attack, go straight to sleep in the metro. They bring foam mats, sleeping bags and even small tents to make themselves more comfortable there. Prepare your windows. At first, this may not seem like a priority, but it's extremely important. Most injuries during attacks in cities are caused not by the explosion itself, but by glass. The chance that a missile will hit your home directly is relatively low, but the blast wave can shatter windows within hundreds of meters. It turns the glass into thousands of knife-like fragments that cut through everything in their path. I've seen this with my own eyes, and it's terrifying. Glass can stick into the wall opposite the window like arrows. It hit the wall at incredible speed. How do you prepare your windows? You can leave them slightly open during an attack. It might help, but it's not reliable. Many people tape their windows. That can help too, but it's not practical or convenient. The best option is a special transparent protective film applied to the glass. If by the time this video is published we have found good options, you will be able to order them using the link below. You might sleep through the start of an attack, and the explosion could catch you off guard while you are asleep. So make sure your windows are prepared. Now the most important part: where to take cover. The two-wall rule. This is the basics, the foundation, the simplest level of protection, but very effective. There should be at least two solid walls between you and the outside from all directions. The outer wall takes the main impact. It absorbs the blast wave and may stop debris, a drone or even a missile, though a missile is unlikely. The second wall protects you from fragments, from the projectile, the first wall, or shattered glass. The best place that usually fits this rule is a hallway, if it's deep inside your home and has no windows. Some people use a bathroom, but be careful with bathrooms. They often have mirrors, tiles, and other glass-like materials that can break off and injure you. The two-wall rule works well against drones and missile debris shot down by air defense. But it will not protect you from a direct missile hit. The next level is a basement or underground parking. During first 9 days of the full-scale invasion, my wife and I literally lived in the basement of a small house. Against drones and missile fragments, a basement is almost 100% effective. But it can have weaknesses. Here are some questions to check if your basement is safe enough. Is the ceiling strong enough? If it's an apartment building, can it hold the weight of the entire building if it collapses? If it's a private house, reinforce the ceiling with supports. Is there a second exit in case the main one is blocked? Does it have proper ventilation that won't be blocked by debris? Are there gas or water pipes that could rupture? Are there tools inside, like a crowbar or shovel, to help you get out if the entrance is blocked? A basement is a very solid shelter, but unfortunately, it most likely won't protect you from a direct missile hit, especially a regular house basement. A specialized underground shelter or metro, 100% protection. These are designed especially to withstand missile strikes, and a deep metro system can protect even from a ballistic missile hit. These are the safest places. But they have major drawback. They are not right next to your bedroom. When a missile attack starts suddenly, you may not have time to reach the metro. A ballistic missile can reach your city in minutes, and the explosion can catch you out in the open. So, often it's safer to take cover behind two walls or go to a basement than to run to a more secure shelter. Now, the worst case scenario. What if you are outside during an attack? Immediately drop to the ground. Crawl to any depression, a ditch, a hole, or at least get behind a solid barrier like a curb. This protects you from low-flying debris. Lie down, cover your head with your hands, and cover your ears. Open your mouth. This helps equalize pressure and reduces the risk of blast injury. Do not hide under vehicles or next to building walls. In this video, we covered the key basics to help you stay prepared and survive during missile and drone attacks. Share this video with your loved ones and leave a like if you found it useful. You can also support our channel with a donation using the link below. We will cover more practical survival topics in future videos. For example, what to do immediately after an attack. So, subscribe and don't miss the next videos. This was Adopted. See you.